Good morning, Brian Johnson with Advanced Pit Bull Trading. First of all, I want to talk about the Pit Bull hedge. These are the currencies I use. US dollar type currencies, and either buy or sell, and the reverse currencies, the opposite, Euro, the JPYs. The system of Pit Bull was originally based by me on the US dollar JPY currency strings and their crosses, the correlations between the US dollar and the JPY. Most traders don't understand how to use currency meters and how to apply them to trading the US dollar JPY correlations and the other correlations of the currencies. I think that's an important concept, and unfortunately, even though I tried to teach trading, I assume everyone understands basic forex trading. The traders that don't understand it have problems controlling drawdown. They think they are good traders, but obviously they're not. They don't understand the basic simple fact of the cross correlations and using the currency strengths, their relative strength in trading. When they don't understand it and someone's teaching them, most traders become frustrated and blame the teacher. They don't blame themselves because they haven't learnt the basics. So on the Forex Factory, many of the so-called good traders were really not good traders. They were just negative in their attitudes and criticizing. So of course I come to be low tolerant of people that don't understand and blame the teacher. But in currency trading, trading is about the currencies in hedging, the cross-relation correlations between the the US dollar and the JPY, and the currency meter. So we're going to go to basic trading, looking at the trades that we did, and it's a bit of a liquidation, taking the profit on the bottom line, and a little bit of trading was done on the Pit Bull style. Okay, these were the currencies that we traded on the 1st of June, this month, on the 1st, and when all of them reached a profit, the total of the profit we liquidated. So we made 770 for the first day. A friend that is doing the same, and there are lots of Pit Bull traders out there. Some are doing slightly different. There's no right or wrong way to trade. I only give you general ideas, but I think the main purpose of this video is to teach you the one outstanding thing in trading. Here's the currency strength, and here is the meter. We're going to probably look at it in terms of when should you enter the hedge. So we go back here, and when do you enter it, and which way do you put it on? Do you put it on this way, or do you put them on as buys or them on as sells? These are important things. If you don't understand currency strengths, then you're automatically going to have a lot of drawdown and a lot of fun and a lot of heartbreaks trading. And let's try and make it easy for you. Okay, first of all, we're going to show you, we got to cut this one off. This is going to interfere with us. But first of all, here's the currency meter, and here's the strength. The strength is 5.2 and 3.8. In respect to the other currencies, what does this mean? Unless both of these are below, the US dollar and the JPY are below the 5, it's short the market. And if they're above 6, sorry, if it's below 5, it's long, and if they're above 6, it is a short market. But how does that help us in correlation? Supposing the JPY was at 8.5 and the US dollar was at 6.5, I'm placing on a hedge. Which way would you do? Well, you would do what I call contra trading. You would go long on the lower one and short on the higher. So long on the Australian dollar, short on the JPY, because look, the JPY is nearly up at its top height of strength. It's likely to fall, and the Australian dollar is likely to rise. So you buy on the above 6 and you sell above 6, but which one is the strongest? If the Australian dollar was 8, you would sell, and if the JPY was 7, you'd buy. That's all it is. So back to your hedge, and we'll assume in this case that that is 7 or 8 and this is 6. The only time you can enter is when both are above 6 strength, because you got a real confirmation. So let's go back and look. These are the correlations. So you had a higher strength on the US dollar, you would go short on the US dollar group, and you had a lower, you would go higher, you'd go short, lower, you'd buy. And vice versa. If the US dollar was higher than the JPY, we would go US dollar higher, short, JPY, buy. Just reversing as a counter. Okay. Now look, if the US dollar and the JPY are both, and I call them within reasonable points of each other, they are in sync. But obviously if this was at 8 and this was at 2, they're out of sync. We don't trade in those times. We don't trade when both of these are out of sync. Simple as that. We don't enter our hedge until both are over the 6. If we're trading, buying on a single currency, so we're buying JPYs, the AUD JPY, we want to see the JPY lower and the AUD higher. But see, at the moment that's 5.2 to 5. If I was trading that, I would prefer the AUD to be 5.6, 5.76, and that down about 1 Australian to the JPY, vice versa of the US dollar. Single currency, you need to learn how to use the meter. But for putting on a hedge, there is only one time you can put it on, when both the US dollar and JPY are above 6 and above. Learn the correlations, but learn the currency strength meters. The currency strength is the clue. That if the CHF is at 6.9 and the US dollar is at 3.8, it's a buy. Look at the high euro dollar and the US dollar. Okay, the market's closed, and we wouldn't be trading this with a very low market. We need to have a sell at we're going short at a higher figure than the buys. Okay, that's basically currency trading, but with a perfect clear talk to you today on when you enter the hedge. When you enter the hedge and the hedge, we've told you what it is very crucial that you understand the currency strength and how to apply it. Think about it. Have fun trading. Have fun trading, but always think about the currency strength at the time you trade. Bye for now from Brian. We call this video Pitbull Trading Using the Currency Strength. I hope that gives you some insight into real pitbull trading for those that have been studying it. Bye for now from Brian. God bless you.